Coming up tonight, strike certificate secured. NIB and the union representing public officers come to the table to discuss some outstanding issues. The labor minister is weighing in. Plus, a call to action. Why the elimination of discrimination against women is everyone's business. And later, it's time for the greatest show on earth. Nervous Saturday is done, and the order of entries for the biggest Junkanoo parades are set. We'll tell you where your favorite group lines up as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. The National Insurance Board and the union representing public officers are at the table discussing outstanding issues. This according to Labor Minister Pia Glover-Roll. The update comes after the union attained a strike certificate a few weeks ago.
For the past 30 days, they've been back at the table. Today is the deadline, but on Monday they have a follow-up meeting because they still have a few more issues to iron out. We're looking forward to successful resolution of these issues, but I look forward to hearing subsequent to their meeting on Monday what the outcome is going to be.
The union says NIB officials have not been abiding by the industrial agreement between both sides. Among other things, both sides are coming to terms with two financial matters.
Two of the issues in particular are financial, and these are the matters that the board chairman has assured me they are looking to ameliorate. There may be a concern with dates, but that is what they will be negotiating towards.
Social workers and members of the media targeted for sensitivity training from the National Women's Week Committee at a recent training workshop. 30 years ago, the Bahamas ratified the United Nations Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, UN-CEDAW. It was a bold step in pushing the advancement of women in the country. CEDAW member, advocate, and attorney Marian Bethel talks about why the forum included the media.
In terms of how the reporting is done in terms of women, we need to really understand that there are lots of myths about women and girls that need to be addressed. And so when we have a young 11, 12-year-old girl missing, the media needs to avoid talking about a bad girl, a promiscuous girl. We're talking about an 11-year-old child that needs to be protected by all of us. And so those kinds of character or mischaracter references are not helpful, and they are stereotyping a child who is really under the protection of all of us and the state in particular.
And because social workers are usually a part of the team of first responders to gender-based violence scenarios, they were also included.
Whether in the schools or in the homes, and so they've got an obligation to report, obviously, and then there's an issue too around gender sensitivity and how it is that we actually address the psychosocial needs of victims and survivors of gender-based violence.
However, Bethel brings home the point that the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women is the responsibility of every citizen.
The obligation is to target the entire community, women, men, boys, girls, all our institutions, businesses, everywhere needs to be made aware, and awareness raising needs to be increased on all of these levels, not just the media and social workers.
This past week, young people from various schools gathered at the Kingdom Discipleship Center to have an open discussion with community leaders about some of the current issues in the country. The topic, the Bahamas 2032, on our present trajectory. Do you like what you see politically, economically, spiritually? Host of Kina's 2023, Ambassador Devin Roll, is encouraging young people who go abroad to college to return home and give back to their nation. But for those that may be concerned about opportunities here at home, here's what he had to say.
I believe crisis creates opportunities, and I think this is where we have to kind of create think tanks like the summit that I'm doing now, and let's discuss strategic ways in which we can increase opportunities for ourselves. The world is an open field. The internet technology has done it, and even our theme is dealing with advancing kingdom culture amidst the invasion of artificial intelligence. Now, it sounds negative, but I think AI and all the developments technically, if we take advantage of it, we can see right here in the Bahamas, you can go anywhere in the world and do business.
There were a number of panelists who had this bit of advice for young people.
Stay humble and to put yourself out there. If you see that you can make a change in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
You don't have to be afraid or have to be broken down by what other people say or how you see yourself. It's you who have to put yourself first. And what my message is just keep empowering yourself if you don't have anybody else in your corner.
You know, I might be sitting here today, but tomorrow you might be sitting in the place. And so prepare yourselves. You know, we are seeing young people take leadership roles across our country. There's a shift taking place in our nation, and so young persons, do not be discouraged.
Great advice. Well, starting Monday, audiences here on Our News are in for a treat. Join the Our News team nightly at 7 and 7:30 as we broadcast live from the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island as we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Atlantis' Royal Towers. Each night, the news team will provide insights into the wonders of the resort and the people who make it happen. And be sure to follow our social media pages all week for a chance to win dinners for two and free nights at the resort. It all starts on Monday here on Our News. And another nervous Saturday in the history books, and the order of entry for the 2023 Boxing Day and 2024 New Year's Day Junkanoo parades is set. The Junkanoo community and lovers of the national celebration gathering at Arawak Key yesterday afternoon for the exciting tradition. Here's the official order. It is a song and dance they know all too well. 7 eggs filled with 7 numbers are placed in the barrel, and then it is time for group leaders to select the order of entry on Boxing Day. First into the barrel, prodigal sons. They'll be entering the parade route second. Next up, music makers, drawing what many consider the perfect position. They will be fourth to the parade route. Their theme, Dorian's Aftermath, Expressions of Love. Saxons drawing next. They'll be presenting their theme, Legendary Ancient Rulers, 6 on the parade route. Next to pull a blue egg, Roots, under the theme, Lights, Camera, Action, A Night at the Movies. They enter the parade route 7th. And opening the parade route this Boxing Day, the Genesis Warhawks. Next to the barrel, the Valley Boys. They will be bringing classic fairy tales to the parade route as the 5th entry. And with the theme of Who Are We? The Greatest Show on Earth, One Family will be the 3rd group to enter the parade route. And for the 2024 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, music makers will open the parade, followed by Genesis and One Family. Entering 4th will be Roots, followed by the Valley Boys as the 5th entry. The Prodigal Sons will enter 6th, and rounding it out for the A groups, the Saxons will enter the parade route 7th. And now the countdown is on to see who will dethrone the 2-time champs, One Family. Well, we've got lots more to tell you this evening, but first, Ian McKenzie joins us now with your first look at weather. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to this lovely Sunday evening. Currently outside our studios, we're under fair skies. Temperature 79, winds are from the southeast at 5 miles per hour, but it feels like temperature of 80. Current temperatures across the country at this time in our nation's second city, Freeport, we have 76, 77 in Marsh Harbor, set of 79s in Nicholstown, the capital. Also 78s in Great Harbor Key, Governors Harbor, and 80 in Allenstown, Bimini. In the central Bahamas, we have 79 in Camps Bay, a pair of 81s in Georgetown, Exum, and Deadman's Key, Long Island, 79 in Arthurstown, and 80 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. For the southeast Bahamas, we have 82 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, trios of 81s in Colonel Hill, Delectable Bay, and Matthewtown in Agua, and a pair of 79s in Abrahams Bay and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Taking a look now at our satellite and radar composite at this time, high pressure pretty much dominating weather conditions, expected to slide towards the east, eventually to the southeast, courtesy in response of this frontal system that should make its way into our area Monday and into Tuesday. Stick around for the extended forecast that's still to come.
Thanks so much, Ian. And still to come on Our News Weekend, the road to recovery can be a long one. Find out how you can help the Cancer Society of the Bahamas help those on that very long journey. Plus, a 33-year-old long tradition of hope continues. More on how a beautifully lit 40-foot Christmas tree helps to raise funds when Our News Weekend returns.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mix together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
The Cancer Society needs your help tonight. The Cancer Care Center wants to expand to provide even more care for patients on the long road to recovery. Our Italia Hall explains.
The Cancer Society of the Bahamas is a home away from home for family islanders undergoing cancer treatment. The center has 10 rooms, and most times President Rochelle Wilkinson and her team are dealing with a full house.
Throughout the course of the year, we would have housed over 100 patients, absolutely free of charge, and we provide transportation to and from medical services. We arrange transportation to and from supermarkets, pharmacies, or banks, whatever the guests need to make their life comfortable while they're here. And as we said, all free of charge.
All donations go towards 24-hour care capacity. And come next year, the donation pool will also have to help with a planned expansion.
Just prior to COVID, we found that we were always running at full capacity. So we ventured onto a project to expand our center here to accommodate more persons. And that facility will hopefully sometime in the future offer hospice services. So it's quite an ambitious project, but we are willing to take on the challenge.
Project manager and past president of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, Dr. Williamson Shea, estimates the project will cost $4 million.
Throughout the year, we have our balls and other fundraising events. We've been accumulating the funds, and I think, like Mrs. Wilkinson said, we're about to embark on doing the plans and doing the actual drawings and proceeding with construction of that facility. It's going to be located just to the north of the present building, south of the present building, and hopefully in the near future we'll break ground and see our expansion come to fruition.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks so much, Italia. Well, if you recently passed by the Marathon Mall, you may have noticed a 40-foot Christmas tree beautifully lit with hundreds of lights. It's all a part of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas Love Lights Tree fundraising initiative, an effort to honor loved ones in a special and meaningful way for the past 33 years. Co-chair of the committee, Omega Miller, says the tree lighting is to give people hope and an opportunity for others to remember their loved ones.
We lit up Marathon Mall with over 12,000 lights on our 40-foot Christmas tree. It is to remind persons, just as we lit our beautiful tree, they too can light up someone's lives with love and bring joy and laughter and hope. This event is part of our ongoing efforts to raise awareness about cancer and to assist our Cancer Caring Center, which is a home away from home for Family Island patients, while they're here receiving treatment in Nassau.
So far, they were able to raise some $5,000 for the center, but there is still a need.
Normally, we send over 8,000 letters in the mail, but this year we decided to send out most of our letters in the form of e-blasts. We have also posted it up on our website. We ask persons to fill out the form and send in their love gift. We also know that when you Get the letter in the post. It reminds you of a gift to us. This year, we ask that you mark your calendars now and remind yourself to either go online or stop at our Cancer Society headquarters.
When Our News Weekend comes back from the break, this is Disabilities Awareness Week, and disability awareness organizations are challenging you to walk a mile in the shoes of the disabled. And then Goombay Punch getting a new look, at least for now. Our Tage Adderley fills us in on how the Bahamian brand is helping to support the national sport when Our News Weekend returns. Welcome back. A 14-year tradition continues this week with the observance of Disabilities Awareness Week. A number of disability organizations are coming together to raise awareness and foster inclusivity. Deputy Chairman for the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, Kendrick Roll.
We wanted to highlight blindness, but it is always good to do initiatives like this so that the general public and those who are living with the condition are able to have an opportunity to get out and just, integrate and deal with regular everyday people and just share the experiences and make sure they get an opportunity to understand the importance of trying to create an inclusive environment for persons with disabilities across the board.
Now imagine playing games like dominoes, basketball, or even baseball, but blind. Well, Roll says the Blindfold Challenge was created this year to allow those with sight to walk a mile or run a base in the shoes of those visually impaired.
The Blindfold Challenge was designed to give ordinary persons an opportunity to experience life and the adaptive or inclusive sports that are available for blind and visually impaired persons to play.
Participants play with a special ball that beeps, so the batter is able to hear it upon approach. First base, which is this blue raised object, also makes a beeping sound to help guide the player. But Roll says the games didn't stop there, thanks to a number of their partners.
Eyes Wide Open, the Bahamas Coalition for Advocacy Disability Awareness Service, also the Bahamas Alliance for the Blind and Visually Impaired. They are participating today. They'll be spearheading the Blindfold Domino Tournament. With the blind gentlemen from that organization taking on others who would put on blindfolds and play the domino game. Outside that, we have other stuff like we're going to have a blindfold basketball shootout, blindfold boxing. The Archery Association is supposed to come out here because we also have persons who are blind who are involved in that.
Definitely interesting to watch. Well, Caribbean Bottling Company and Goombay Punch stepping in to bolster our national sport. Here's our Tage Adderley with this story.
So it's our attempt to ensure that we're not only sponsoring these great regatta events, but that also we're providing funds to ensure that the next generation is skilled in sailing.
That's Carla Wells-Garrish, brand manager at Caribbean Bottling Company, which produces Goombay Punch, the quintessentially Bahamian soda. They've stepped in to help grow the national sport, sponsoring a trophy.
Best of the Best is the first in the season for our Bahamas Goombay Punch Cup. In 2022, we launched our inaugural Bahamas Goombay Punch Cup, and it featured 5 A-class boats and 1 C-class boat. This year, we've relaunched with 6 designs featuring B-class vessels. The boat that wins the cup this year, funds go to that island's sailing program and also to that boat.
Commemorating their contribution to sailing, they've also launched a limited line of Goombay Punch soda cans depicting sloops from across the islands.
This year we have a wide array of islands. With me right now I have the Barbarian, this is from Acklands. I have the Lonesome Dove, which is from Abaco. We also have boats from Mayaguana, Long Island.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, giving back and growing our country's national sport. For Our Sports, I'm Tage Adderley.
Thanks so much, Tage. Still to come, a Grand Bahama businessman walking away with a new car, courtesy of Alive. And the 2nd annual festival at Fort Charlotte, a raving success. We'll give you the full recap on the other side of this break. Stick with us. Thanks for sticking with us. The Alive Ultimate Business Makeover campaign, with over $90,000 in prizes, announced their grand prize winner recently, who went home with a brand new all-electric Jack SUV from lead sponsor Easy Car Sales. Vice President of Cable Bahamas Business Solutions and Alive Business, Sharna Thompson, explains.
We've been working with companies like Think Simple, 100 Jams, SBDC, and other companies that have all combined resources and combined and provided prizes and surprises for these business owners. We've selected from Cable Bahamas customer base of over 5,000 business customers, and today we have the final 7 finalists that are small business operators. I'm excited that some of them are actually from Grand Bahama and Abaco, so we're including the Family Island community in this effort, and we're giving everybody the opportunity to win fantastic prizes. Somebody's going to drive away in a car today.
Finalists each selected a cardboard key with a number, and the winner was randomly selected. We spoke to the winner, Grand Bahama businessman Jonik Bevins, owner of the Gentleman's Club Barbershop, earlier in the evening.
I'm very excited. It was very unexpected, and it's awesome. They paid for a full round trip ticket, stay at Margaritaville. They treated me and my wife to breakfast this morning, so and also we have a possible chance of winning a car. So that's a pretty awesome experience. Sure enough, I'm going to continue to pay my bill on time. So yeah, man, it's awesome. The fact that you're actually getting something back, they already offer a great service. I'm quite pleased with the service, and also now being able to win an awesome prize, and we were treated to this lovely event. It says a lot about the company and which direction they're headed in.
Congratulations. Well, the weekend is officially winding down, and that means it's time for another work week to begin. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie is back with your extended forecast to help you plan it all.
Thanks, Megan. Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look now at your extended forecast. Across our area, high pressure dominating weather conditions, mostly stable weather. However, this high pressure system is expected to begin retreating towards the east in response to a cold front that is expected to make its way into the area Monday and just south of New Providence into Tuesday. Boating forecast across the country in the northwest Bahamas. Winds will be southeast to south, 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Expect a high tide at 12:28 a.m. tomorrow morning. Low tide at 6:27 tomorrow morning as well. For the central and southeast Bahamas, those winds will be east to southeast, 10 to 15 knots, a bit gusty at times. Seas 2 to 4 feet, slightly higher in gusts. Here's a look at your national forecast. And in your extended forecast, as I said earlier, we expect a cold front to move into the area. Ahead of the cold front, some prefrontal activity, possible showers, isolated thunderstorm activity. But just look, those breezy conditions as high pressure builds behind that frontal boundary, temperatures dipping into the mid-70s daytime. Look at the low temperatures getting down to the mid and possibly even to the low 60s throughout the course of the week. That will do it for your weather forecast for this evening. Make it a safe, great, fun night, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. The Antiquities, Monuments and Museum Corporation holding its second annual Heritage Festival at the historic Fort Charlotte yesterday. The festival, created to highlight Bahamian history, featured live reenactments and the story of Bahamian culture through food, craftwork and music. Director Dr. Christopher Curry.
We have day activities and we have night activities. During the day, we have our Kiddies Corner open until 6. We have Bouncing Castle, we have laser tag. We also have, by the way, pony rides. We have 2 horses here in the back. And we have so much more entertainment. It's just amazing what you can get if you come during the day. At night, we're going to shift to some adult entertainment. We have a full Bahamian concert starting at 7 o'clock. We have a GHS pop band at 6 and a transition to the adult entertainment.
Now, amongst the amenities were some unique vendors offering delicious treats, eye-catching souvenirs, and luxury gift wrapping, all in time for the holidays.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of elevate gifting this year, right? So I love sitting in my house, drinking eggnog and wrapping my loved one's gift. And I feel like people who love to do that as well, we're kind of short on what our gift wrapping paper looks like, right? Tired of seeing the same prints, tired of seeing the same styles. And so I decided to bring in a couple of very fancy, snarky, cutesy designs, some a little bit more adult, some more for everyone. And so I just wanted to bring some love to gifting this year.
And thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a safe and wonderful evening.